We'll maybe next go into our probably the biggest segment of the night is the Texans fire Bill O'Brien, and we are Houston Texans fans. So, what are your initial thoughts? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it a long time coming? Are you like everyone else in the
Yeah, the,
city of Houston celebrating?
yeah, man. The obvious thing is that, so I won't rehash or regurgitate that. Everyone's happy. It's a long time coming, but hey, we gonna remember he brought some consistency, man. At least he built a culture. I think that'll hopefully it'll last, carry over with the bridge of Romeo Cornell onto the next hire. But it had to happen, man. It looks
Had
like he
to.
lost the locker room.
So, I mean, just to kind of put in perspective, we're not wearing our Texans gear. We were, I think, the last episode one time we were in front of the camera, but long time Houston Texans fans have been fans since the inception of the franchise back in 2002.
Too. Is
Two.
there?
So yeah, I've been following the team forever with the Kubiak years. Then we had Bill O'Brien. Had the whole Patriots thing sold to us. And anyway, my overall feeling is it feels a little knee jerk. I think Cedar will disagree with me on that. But in the fact that this guy was the coach, he was the GM. He basically was given full power of the team, full control. In four
King
games,
William.
yes, in 4 games, and they pulled him. And at first, I thought, man, that's really knee jerk. You might as if you're. My point is, if you're gonna give him that much power and stuff, you might as well just see it through the season, because otherwise, you're trying to get ahead of hiring, and no one can even interview NFL coaches during the season until the regular season ends. Otherwise, you're bringing a college coach. I don't want a college coach. I know they're not listening for my opinion. My dog's growling, so sorry about that. And anyway, I mean, I guess my point is the only way I'm cool with it is if it was a player's kind of motivated move where he lost the locker room, and I think you even mentioned that to me.
Yeah, yeah,
If he lost the locker
yeah,
room, then you have to cut bait.
yeah. From piggyback off what you're saying, it had to be something extreme, man. It had to be something more than X's and O's, wins and losses, or philosophy. Because I think he kind of checked all those boxes as far as like what kind of Boy Scout you want to have, but not necessarily like the performance or play match the expectation, right? Of like a pro team, got hired to win. I agree, man. 52 and 48 was his record. 52 and 48, so like right above 800. Or I'm sorry, right above 500 for his record. But 7 years, 4 division titles, like good shit, man. I got a lot of fucking ribbons too from high school track. You know what I'm saying? Good job, dog. Them division titles ain't shit. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
mean, it
Fuck
is.
that. We're trying to make it to the AFC Championship, man.
It is true. I mean,
Uh,
like if you're talking about ultimately the goal is championships and Super Bowls, we weren't hitting that, and he was winning divisions in a weak division at that. Remember that one interview he had was like 9-4 Brian, or at least some reporter called him out on like, hey, you're only 9-4. It seemed like a struggle. Do you? He was asking like, does that like a tarnish on the division record? He's like, no, division champs, Brian, or whatever. Don't care. I know Will knows what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
I think it was like 3 times or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like back to back Brian.
yeah,
That was
back to
great.
back.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
but we'll end it on this, man. You mentioned you don't like the college coach hire. I'll agree, but I will say this: I, like you, felt strongly against a similar type of style coach, not necessarily the college coach, but the spread futuristic. Like I still like the old school, like either West Coast or two back type offense. But I'm liking how this, like, okay, now they're hiring off the coaching tree. Like if this coach was touched by so and so, all right, this man's gonna make it. Matt LaFleur, tutelage under Sean McVay, right? Sean McVay, he started out internship with John Gruden like at 26. Like those kind of trees and stuff. That's what these I think that's what these owners are like going after now. So hey, give me somebody that
so
um
before we cut off the Texans and stuff, because there's probably we could probably even go on this on the next episode because there's probably a lot to unpack here. Um,
yeah.
I don't know. What are your hopes for the rest of the season? I mean, because let's look at it. We have no. Don't we have a second round draft pick? Everyone's saying we don't have a first and two, but we traded for a two. Didn't we have a two? Or we
Did we?
like
No,
completely
we
empty?
traded the two for Cooks. Yeah, but we might have had
Oh,
multiple
that's
twos.
right. That's
I'll
right.
look it up right
I
now.
forgot. Okay. So, I mean, at least what they're saying, if you're tuning into ESPN, any of the major networks or podcasts or whatever, it's the Texans have the highest paid roster, the worst record, and we do not have a first or second round draft pick. So, how are you feeling about the rest of the season? How are you feeling about going into next season? I mean, what do we
That,
what do you cheer for as a Texans fan? I'm just confused. I am a confused Texans fan at this point.
no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I would say that's the first shameful thing that like at least you would have a draft pick to look forward to. But now it's like, okay, yay, Miami's gonna get this pick. So I think you still cheer for like Blacklock, his Blaylock or Blacklock, his progression, kid out of TCU. Hopefully you can find like a good pass rusher, maybe Jacob Martin. Turns out to be a stud, or even I think Greenard from Florida is out, but he was our third round guy, hoping to put him in the rotation. I think health got in the way there, but that's it, man. Just trying to find, like we do in fantasy, trying to find that diamond in the rough, that keeper for next year, that lotto ticket, right? Just every week you picking somebody up. You never know, somebody might get injured, or they might pop a few carries off, or the starter in front of them fumbles twice, and the coach benches them. You never know kind of how the opportunity comes. You don't give a fuck as long as it does come, and I think that's the case you got here, man.
Oh, sorry, computer. Yeah. So Dabo, I don't know, Matt. I'm not a college. I'm not a fan of bringing a guy in who hasn't been there, done that. I mean, honestly, the only way I'd feel really good about this if they brought in, I don't know, Bill Cowher, but that's even a name I'm not awesome. Like he's not coming back to coaching. I don't know why that name keeps getting floated around. I really don't think that guy's coming back.
Bill Cowher.
I don't think he's ever going to
Oh
coach
yeah,
again.
you said Lovey Smith, which is funny because he is a Houston guy. H-Town, hold it
I
down.
mean, it just seems like
So
such a Texans hire, just like this kind of guy that's been a career 500 coach. I mean, the Bears. I think he took the Bears to Super Bowl, but that was really like a crazy defense. Was he the coach with the Bears when they went to Super Bowl that one time with Rex Grossman?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, I'm almost certain, bro. I'm almost certain he was. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, so and
I,
then
I think we gonna do all right, man. This firing, the players gonna respond, and watch. We'll hear a different JJ, a different Deshaun. It's just a spark, right?
yes,
That's why the owner did it, man. It's a spark because he knows he was losing the fan base, and he probably saw or heard the way some of the studs were speaking to the media and was like, yeah, dude, this is it. Like,
well,
we
not
gotta
to
turn
be
this
all
bitch
like
around.
Care Bears here, but I do appreciate the man's efforts because I know to be an NFL coach, and what it takes to just to bring your family and how much hours you have to pour into it. Heart's in the right place. The results weren't there, but it just feels bad to see so many people in Houston just want like the worst for this
Him
man
out.
and like just get him out. I'm like, dude, he tried so hard and
That's just Texans, man. That's just
yeah,
Texans
yeah, it's like
fans,
Philadelphia
man.
almost. Like Philly gets a bad rap, but
Acting like, yeah, exactly. Acting like we Philly or New York. Like, I don't even think we've earned that right yet to like be able to.
exactly that's my
Can't
point. Like
trash him, man. He
I
he
guess
brought some recognition to the town, man.
he
Yep.
did, and overall, like what, regardless of how you can paint it, it was majority a winning record, and I
Let
think
me tell you, man. Bill O'Brien, uh, at Penn State, however many seniors there were, 12 or 15. They all were granted by the NCAA permission to like transfer. Won't lose a year eligibility. I don't even know if they had to sit out or anything. It's like you can go wherever you want because of the Sandusky scandal. Whatever you want to do. And O'Brien talked all of them in the same, man. That's pretty sick, man. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I'll give him. On
yeah,
to the next one, man.
okay,
Fuck that
so
motherfucker. Oh, butt
on
chin ass motherfucker,
on to the
man. Like
future.
trading away DeAndre Hopkins, man. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
And then trading for Brandon Cooks, man. 2 concussions in 25 days last year, man. Come on, man. Not enough fucking Tylenol in the world from Willy Wonka would save this motherfucker, man.
and I mean I know
0
that's
catches last week.
and it's
Goose
not to
egg like it's fucking April 1st every day.
it's
God
not to like
damn.
ride the coattails of what everyone's saying, but it's true. The GM moves were really bad. The coaching was pretty bad, but the GM moves were starting to get very, very bad. And as a fan, I think you saw it incrementally each year. Maybe the Brock Osweiler thing, a lot of money. We got rid of him. Ultimately, we got a pick from Cleveland that turned out to be Deshaun Watson. So kind of pulled it out of his ass there. But
That's
each
the
time,
last thing Rick Smith did, man. I
oh
think
yeah,
that
that
was
was
on
Rick
Rick
Smith.
Smith.
That was more
Don't give
Rick
that
Smith.
shit. Yeah, don't give
Yeah, that's
O'Brien
true.
that
That's
credit,
true.
man.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
Props
fucking
Rick Smith.
look at that. The white man just reappropriating the credit, huh? I see you there, Beans. God
Uh,
damn.
no, so, but like I guess my point is like each year it kind of seemed like he was stepping up. Like you could see, like I guess you could tell he knew the writing was on the wall. He probably knew this was coming, so he was willing to mortgage the future because he's like, I got no future if this shit don't
Yeah,
work out.
yeah. He was like, win now. He's like, win now. We win now. And the thing is, though, they didn't win now, man. So
Yeah,
all the plan
exactly.
crumbled.
He was
It's
going.
like
He was
that
going.
Ponzi scheme just fell from within. Like he
That's.
almost had it, man.
I think that's the
Fake it till you
best.
make it.
That's the best way to put it. He had a win now approach and strategy, and they just didn't win. And so when you don't win on a win now strategy, you just look like a dumbass, and now you're up the river with all this expense. But question real quick. Is it the most expensive roster because, mainly Laramie Tunsil, J.J. Watt, and then they just threw a big contract at Deshaun Watson? It's easy to say they have the most expensive, salary right now when they just gave a new contract to Deshaun Watson, not even, 4 games in the season. Or is it just
Yeah,
all over the board? We're just
you
like
gotta
fucked.
you gotta you gotta spend money to make money, and that's all that is. I don't give a fuck. That's what a GM is supposed to get hired to do, is to like appropriate the funds where they need to go. Where can they, go to the flea market for? Like we tried it at the receiver section. You know what I mean? And we didn't even go to motherfucking Kroger or Randall's or nothing. Motherfucker, we went to Albertsons, man. Like we did not. Or Brandon Cooks, a Randall Cobb that made 5 million last year. We gave this motherfucker 27 million this year. A 30-year-old receiver, like outbidding ourselves pretty much for the services of Randall Cobb. I heard something good this morning. It's almost as if O'Brien picked these players and like just thought about them in their prime. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, when David Johnson he was a god at one point.
I mean,
Cooks, he was a beast. Cobb, because there were a few years Cobb was killing it in
no, for sure.
Green
I mean,
Bay.
it almost feels like this is what you could say about his play calling too. I mean, it was almost like trying to get too fancy. You're kind of thinking too high of yourself. You're trying to play too much chess. Just get good players, play simple ball, line up, and win games. But the Patriot philosophy, we want to do the Patriots offense where like this receiver has to like turn his asshole around at the right circumference at this point in time and get at this hash mark for Deshaun to throw him the ball, and that it's gonna be awesome and shit. That's how Tom Brady does it. Like it just didn't work. And there was glimpses of like, hey, that's pretty creative. I remember just the first year when I think we didn't have a quarterback. We had Arian Foster, and then he just pulled some cool creative plays out. And I was like, I like this guy. I like what he's doing. I like his attitude. But then it quickly just kind of went down. Anyway, I could probably go on about this. So let's move on to.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to say about the Texans before we move on? I know I'm rambling.
Fuck the Texans. They can go 8-8. No fucking reason they can't go 8-8 in a fucking pandemic year where there's an additional extra playoff spot. Like Texans, there's still a slim little sliver chance. You know what I mean? Just like the kid at home been waiting for his dad to come back from a pack of cigarettes at the gas station. So
And
there's a little chance.
the more I thought about it, I think I really know why that bothers me. It's like the Texans gave all this power to him and stuff out 4 games. It's like
Maybe that's why Cal's a genius, man. Like he was like, "Fuck it, it's the only way to get rid of this guy. I'm gonna just give it all to him and then let him fucking just fail himself."
Yeah, I mean, that would be hilariously genius. There's a lot more layers to this in terms of like even the people that were on Bill O'Brien's side that might have like gone against him and like outed him. Overall, I guess my point is Texans made their bed. They better as a fan, it's like just lie in it. Don't just bitch out 4 games in. You gave all this to them and like you're just gonna walk away 4 games. It's a cop out. They're not going to go anywhere. And as a fan, I'm just like, dude, that's so weak sauce, man. Anyway, I'll end it.
Fuck it, let's go. Let's move on from this dumpster fire.
All right.
Fucking shame.
All right. Tell us what we're going to do. What we're doing.
Yeah, man.